Good afternoon and welcome to this part of our video series. I'm here today at the Garthdee allotment here in Aberdeen on a very beautiful day, albeit for spots of rain. Today I'm interviewing Stuart Oram. He is the chairman of the Garthdee Allotment Association and more or less the principal leader for this particular program. Stuart, could you tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do here at the Garthdee Allotment Association?
Sure, Well, as you mentioned, my role is chairman of the association, and really I try to provide a leadership role for the committee and coordinate the activities of the committee. There are about 8 of us all together at a maximum. I try to keep the show on the road and make sure that we're doing things that benefit most of the allotment holders on the site. But we also work in partnership with the City Council and Robert Gordon University, and another of my main roles really is to maintain the link between these two organisations to make sure that it works to the benefit of both themselves and our allotment holders. So that's really what the main functions that I have as chairman.
Okay, I came in this afternoon. I saw Stuart doing some work here on what is called the Allotments, which more or less will become the heartbeat of the Allotment Association, more or less.
Yes, well, it's a tremendous facility we've got here. It will hold a class of 25 youngsters with ease, I would say, but we use it as a shelter or a meeting place for anybody or any groups who might be on the allotment site. It's always open, or reasonably easily accessible, I should say, and it's for everyone to use. I don't think I mentioned that the reason we've managed to provide this is as a result of our application to Tesco Bags of Help for a grant, and we received £12,000 to build this facility and some additional raised beds on the site. So that's the only reason we've managed to provide this facility.
Yes, having gotten this investment from Tesco's amounting to £12,000, how do you see the impact of the Garthdee Allotment Association on the environment, taking into consideration that allotments and community gardening is on the rise? What is your contribution?
Well, the allotments fulfill a number of functions, but the one you mentioned in terms of the environment, well, clearly the fact that we're looking after the site ourselves rather than relying on the council as it used to be a few years ago, we've been able to enhance the quality of the site, make it a much more attractive space for the allotment holders to come to. And the development of this community garden, which we're just fortunate in having the space to create it, is also very fine. We've got an orchard, which most allotments wouldn't have the space to provide, and we've got a large grassy area for kids to play in should they come down with their parents. And there are other environment-related impacts that we've had, or benefits. We've created a small wildflower garden. It's quite difficult to maintain. And we've encouraged allotment holders, or found out for themselves, what flowers to plant to support bees, to be bee-friendly, because we need bees to pollinate our fruit. And we've installed bird boxes around the site just recently.
That's incredible.
So there's a whole lot of little things that help improve the environment, and of course we encourage all allotment holders to compost all the road waste rather than dump it. There used to be a communal dump on site, but now we encourage people to deal with the stuff that they create themselves, recycle it and and not cause a burden to other agencies, if you like. So I guess there's quite a few improvements and support for the environment as a result of us forming an association here.
Right, so that is a substantial contribution to the environment, but on the flip side, there are issues around interaction with the social community. Do you see that as being an issue, or is there a social purpose besides, having areas for planting and for more or less communal enjoyment?
Yes. Well, to be honest with you, Llewellyn, that's one of the key changes that were made since forming the association. In the past, the allotment holders would rent the plot, as they still do, of course, from the council, and that was it. The council did everything else, looked after the site. So all the allotment holder had to do was just mosey along and get on with their plot. But what we've done now is, in order to improve the site, if you like, and everyone always wanted a toilet. That was the first thing. He said, could we not have a toilet on site? Because none was provided by the city council. And in order to get the funds to do anything, you have to demonstrate some involvement with the wider community. There's no good just doing things for your own little group. It won't attract any funding. So the committee set about a couple of years ago searching for funding with support from the City Council, and we've established 2 or 3 sources, and we've been successful, not just with the Tesco Bags of Help, but we've had other grants as well. And the reason we have been successful is because we have developed the community and social side of the allotment. We've formed this joint working with Robert Gordon University. It's a fantastic partnership working, and it was the university themselves who took the first steps to contact us. We didn't approach them. It was just a natural evolution after one of the lecturers visited the site. Anyway, it's come to fruition, and the Faculty of Health and Social Care at the university have pumped in quite a bit of money to the site, as well as the grants I mentioned. And the reason they're doing that is that we're able to provide on-site facilities for example, groups with diabetes, brain damage groups, Alzheimer's groups, MS groups that the faculty deal with, and they're able to bring them here and use the facilities in the community garden to good effect, and it's just only 100 yards or so from the campus, and so it's just an ideal, absolute ideal partnership. So really, that's one of the most exciting parts of the development of the association. And another aspect is we've joined ACVO, the Aberdeen Council for Volunteer Organisations, and surprisingly, we've had quite a few volunteers as a result of joining that organisation, coming here asking if they could help, just not to have a plot, but to contribute something in terms of, for example, maintaining the community garden. And one of our committee members is taking a lead role in that respect, and that's really motivating, I would say. And also we've provided a lot of opportunity for the local primary school, Camehill Primary School. They come during the summer, hooting and shouting along the railway line. You can hear them about half a mile away. But they come here at least one afternoon a week during the summer term, and we've helped them plant things here. And they really have a great time because they're in an open space, it's outside, it's a change from learning within the classroom, and combined with the garden and this you opted in, as you mentioned, we've got all the facilities to provide a little bit of support for the educational establishment. So
Yeah, thanks for giving us an insight into the interaction with the wider community. However, I have one final question. Basically, what do you perceive as being the barriers that will affect the running of this or the expansion of this allotment association? What challenges do you see in the future, and what's your vision for it going forward?
Well, and the allotment is a finite site. I mean, there are 100 or so plots, 110 plots of different sizes, so it's not going to get any bigger. So we're unlikely to increase the membership much. What I do see happening is the bigger involvement with the wider community. We need to consolidate the good work that's been done by our committee so far in terms of developing our contact with volunteers, all the other groups. It's really at the early stages of work with RGU. We haven't really explored that in any depth, and there's all to play for in terms of developing that. So there's plenty ahead of us. The big challenge, I suppose it's the same with any organisation, is getting as many people as possible interested. It's the same in clubs. You get one or two people in the club who are the mainstay of it, if you like, and the rest.
The pillars of the club, yeah.
So my desire is to try and encourage as many plotters, in fact, especially plotters, to spare a little bit of time to support the work that we're doing on the community side of it, because obviously it's a benefit for everybody on site, and that we need that involvement to sustain it. That's the big challenge, is how do you sustain interest and involvement in all these things. And each thing we attempt takes more time and effort from the committee. And we have other allotments to run as well. But I mean, it's a hobby to do these things, and it's just a little bit of an extra add-on doing community work. So that's, I would say, the big challenge ahead for us. And really my vision is just to get this thing properly established. And it's been great fun getting it going, and there'll be a lot of work maintaining it. But things happen. You think there's no solution to a problem, and then all of a sudden something appears and it falls into place. So I guess that confirms that we're maybe heading in the right direction. And remember, we get a lot of support from the City Council. They're a great help. They know what they're doing, and we're looking after a site that they would otherwise have had to spend money on, which they don't have, of course. So it's all working for everyone's good, and I don't want to envisage any more awkward challenges in the short term anyway. There's plenty to do.
Okay. Stuart, thanks for your time, and thanks for your contribution to the local community, and I hope to catch up with you sometime in the near future.
Okay, Llewellyn, thanks.
Well, this is another interview by Sustainability and CSR TV within the local community, and I hope to catch you next time.